Thank you everyone for coming. My father has asked me to convey some of his thoughts at this time. Although this is the saddest time of my life, I take comfort in knowing that the real Gloria does not lie in that coffin. The real Gloria lives in my heart and mind. The real Gloria is alive in me until time runs out for me also. Thoughts of her love fill me with gratitude and encourage me to strive to become the kind of person she always wanted me to be. Thank you so much for your love and support. For those of you who do not know, my mother passed from dementia. And I have to say that my father stepped up in a very good way. So Dad, we're grateful to you for the care that you gave Mom and the love that you showed. I know it wasn't always easy. So we love you for that. And thank you. You know, I've got some remarks here, and I was actually going to make some remarks and then read a poem. I think I'll read the poem first because it's a little uplifting. I need a little bit of strength right about now. So let me read the poem and then I'll share a few remembrances. The name of the poem is She Is Gone. It goes like this. You can shed tears that she is gone, or you can smile because she has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that she will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that she's left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see her, or can be full of love that you have shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember her and only that she is gone, or you can cherish her memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what she would want. Smile, open your eyes, and live on. You know, it'll be a little bit of an interesting commonality here, and Tyson referred to earlier. My mom took her to the movies. And my mom loved going to the movies. My dad, not so much. So sometimes, you know, we would go to the movies together. And two things come to mind when I think about going to the movies with my mom. Back in the day, there was a very scary movie called The Alien. I went to see The Alien, and I think everybody here has probably seen it. If you haven't seen it, it's probably just not your generation. But the first time you see it, it's scary. Second time, not so much. So there's a part in The Alien when the alien comes out of somebody's chest. And the first time I saw that, it scared me out to death. I wasn't expecting it. She says, "Oh, Mom, this is a movie you got to see. Called The Alien. I'll go check it out." So I went to the movie and went full well what I was going to do. Went to the movie, and the part comes with the guys on the table. And just before the alien pops out of the chest, I screamed at the top of my lungs. My mother started hitting me. And I always remember that because it was great fun. Little did I know that what goes around comes around. As I mentioned, my mother had dementia, and one of my greatest fears is that she would forget who I was. And there's a time where my mom was, my dad would drop off my mom at her house, and we had a couple caregivers there who would be with my mom all day. And so one day I came home from work, and at that some days were better than others. And I remember she looked at me and she said, "Who are you?" And then she kind of winked at me. So she knew full well who I was. She must have just tapped into that, and I'm always feeling like that's kind of a payback for the alien thing many years ago. You know, everyone has talked about, you know, my mother had a really good heart. She was a person who was optimistic. She was a person who had a good spirit. As I think about her as a mother, she's the kind of mom who would lift you up, not tear you down. Now, you've heard about the stick. I didn't get the stick as much as Tony did. I did get the stick. So Tony's probably a little more familiar with it than I am. You know, she was just a person who, you know, if you are a parent and you love your children, you're disciplined. You can't just let them run crazy. And so she disciplined me when I needed discipline. And we all do. When teenagers were growing up. Hell, my mother would tell you that I needed a little discipline when I was already growing up. And she would do that, but she would always do it in a way that was positive. She would always do it in a way that was uplifting. And I took those lessons and you know, tried to be the best person that I could be. So I'm always thankful to my mother for that. In fact, the morning my mother passed, which was around 6:30, I was on my way to work. My father called me probably around 7:15. I turned around and went back to the house. And my mother was at home when she passed. I've been debating whether or not I would share this because it's kind of an intimate moment, but I think it's appropriate. My mother, lifeless body, lay there. I leaned over. I gave her a kiss. I said, "Thank you, Mom, for all that you've done for me. I love you." I'll leave it there. Thank you all for being here. I want to say a special thank you to JoJo and Joy, our friends over there, clicking and videotaping and doing all that stuff. Thank you all for being here. It means a lot to us. My wife and I have been saying over these last couple of days, sad but true, sometimes the only time you see people that you love is weddings and funerals. It wasn't too long ago that I went to Daryl and Debbie's mom's funeral, Mrs. Riddle, and we said the same thing. You know, it's too bad that we don't get together more often. Now, I saw Keith, who I hadn't seen in many years after that. I actually called Keith. We got together. We talked about getting together. We didn't get together that time, but we will get together this time. So I'm hoping, you know, my poem made reference to what she left behind. I'm hoping that as family and friends, we will, I know we all love each other, but sometimes you got to show it, sometimes you got to say it. Action always speaks louder than words. And I remember Reverend Brown at Mrs. Riddle's funeral. I hope I'm not stealing the thunder. He talked about, you know, supporting the family afterwards, and so I'm hoping that you will all pick up the phone. You know, it's going to be okay. I'm looking in the back, and I see a friend of ours, Rose. Rose, stand up, please. Rose was one of my mother's caregivers, so I want to say thank you for that, Rose. Yes. She was a tremendous help to my mom. More importantly, I think she was a tremendous help to my dad. She gave us a lot of comfort, so we really appreciate that.